Driving is a huge piece of our independence, and it's kind of a rite of passage in a way, particularly for the younger folks.
So it all started back in like 2015 when I was like around 19 years old, 19 or 20 years old, and I was at that time ready to get my license.
Some folks come to us and they've never driven before and they want to learn to drive. Some folks have had maybe an injury or some type of accident, or they've had a medical condition that's prevented them from being able to drive as they did before.
I had taken the written test a couple times and didn't pass it.
Everybody's goal is to either stay on the road or get back on the road or start getting on the roads.
I'm an adult, I want to have my license, I'm thinking accomplishment.
We evaluate them and talk about their fitness to continue driving, maybe what restrictions they may or may not need.
Did an evaluation, and I remember like on that first day, I did not know hardly anything about driving.
Folks with disabilities frequently have greater barriers to accessing their community and keeping and gaining independence.
Suzanne was honest and said, well, you know, people who have similar learning challenges, you know, she wasn't 100% sure if I could get my license, but that we could try it out.
When I get to teach someone like Ashley to drive, it opens up this world that they wouldn't necessarily have access to otherwise. Her specific challenges were going to be with her learning disability.
Sometimes I do have anxiety, and so I think just like, you know, trying to multitask, like trying to look at all these different directions and focusing really well and making sure that I wouldn't be too anxious behind the wheel. So that was one of my big concerns.
Ashley came to me with absolutely no driving experience whatsoever, which isn't necessarily uncommon.
The hardest part for me was the parallel parking.
Her motivation was great. She's got a good support system in place, and she was ready to do it and had the maturity level to be able to pursue that.
She made me feel more relaxed and like made me feel more confident, and just her direction and wisdom helped me, you know, better understand how to get around.
It was a much more methodical, lengthy process. Where I worked with Ashley for nearly 6 months. That's challenging for families because it takes a true effort and you've got to work it into your schedule to do it. And I could tell from the first minute that we were in the car that she had worked hard, her mom had worked hard with her, and while we still had a really, really long way to go, there was such a significant difference in the evaluation. And then when I saw her a couple months later, which was fantastic to see, and I knew that was just setting us on the right course.
Did a lot of practicing with Suzanne and on my own, and went in to take the test, and I was able to pass the second time, so I was so excited about that. Easter
Seals Crossroads is fantastic in giving us the continuing education that we need, so we are best prepared, and as therapists we have all the up-to-date information that we need to provide the right service.
Just to be able to like drive my place to anywhere and anytime, and you know, it feels great. It's just amazing to me just how much progress I've made. If you want to learn how to drive but you have some challenges, go to Easter Seals Crossroads.